Okay, hello again, guys. So we are now on the part 7 of the basic sentence patterns. So let's continue our discussions regarding this one. And on your part 7, I will be discussing to you about your what? I will be discussing to you about your transitive verb. So the question that we need to answer in this lecture is, teacher, is it always, okay? Is it always possible, okay, that if I use a transitive verb in a sentence, is it always possible that I use a noun, okay, or a pronoun after a transitive verb? Then the answer to this question, guys, is no. It doesn't always mean that a transitive verb is always followed by a verb. It's up to you how you construct or what meaning you want to emphasize in your sentence. Because if you notice, teacher, you told us before that a transitive verb is followed by a noun or pronoun because there is a possible answer to question who. Yes, but then again, it's up to you what you want to emphasize in your sentence because a transitive verb can also be used as an intransitive verb. Okay, so let's have an example for this. So for example, let's have a very simple verb. Let's have the verb what? Eat. So it can be a transitive verb if you use in a sentence if it is followed by a noun or pronoun, or it can be an intransitive verb in this case if you don't put a noun or a pronoun after the verb. So let's have an example for this. For example, you can say, I eat rice. So this was the example that I gave in my previous lecture. So I eat rice. So in this case, it functions as what? Transitive verb because it is followed by a noun. So in this sentence construction, it is what? A transitive verb. But when we say like this, I eat fast. So in this sentence, guys, do we have a noun after the verb eat? Of course, none. So I eat. And what I used after the intransitive verb is what? I used an adverb. So since this one is an adverb, I eat fast. So the function of your eat here is used as what? As an intransitive in the sentence because I don't have what? A noun after the verb. So it could be like this. Either you put a noun or you don't put a noun after the verb, then it's correct. Because as I've said, it doesn't mean that the verb is transitive, then it is always now followed by a noun or a pronoun. So I hope, guys, this simple example explains how a transitive verb is used in other form, in other way around like this. So in this case, I eat rice, your focus is what? It could be the direct object. What do you eat? But in this case, I eat fast. So we're focusing on the adverb. Let's have more example in here. So let's say he studies, for example, you can say he studies English or I study English. So study here is what? A transitive verb. But if I do like this, he studies well. So well here is what? An adverb. So this is what? Intransitive verb. He studies English. Studies is transitive verb because it's followed by a do, which is what? Your noun. So you can do a lot like this. So for example, let's have another verb. Maybe let's say I like. I like him. I like her. Then that is what? Followed by a pronoun. So that is what? Transitive verb. But when you say I like you, then you can also use again what? Pronoun, so that is a transitive verb. But let's try to use another verb. So you can say, he plays basketball. So in that case, plays is what? A transitive verb. But when we say, he plays nicely, so we have an adverb here describing the verb, then this can be what? An intransitive verb. Followed by a noun, then that can be what? A transitive verb. So again, guys, the next time you make a sentence, it doesn't mean that there is a possible answer to question what and who, then it doesn't mean that you can always use a noun after the verb. So it can also be plus only adverb. So, but how about teacher, if I put a noun and I also put an adverb, then that is still a transitive verb. Like for example, he plays basketball well. So when in this sentence, then this is still what? It's a transitive verb. Why? Because you have your what? Object. So in this case, the verb is what? Transitive verb. So he, still the subject, plays is the intransitive verb. Basketball is your direct object. Well is the adverb describing how does he play well. So is it clear, guys? Did you get it? Okay, so I hope that you have written something again on your paper. So again, I encourage everybody to just simply grab a pen and paper for you to write something, and when you follow my lecture, at least you can try to make some sentences after the lecture. So with this, we have already finished pattern number 1, which is the subject intransitive verb, and we already finished the pattern number 2, which is the subject transitive verb direct object. So I'll see you on my next video again.